What's going on? Come on, Instagram. We got to do better.
Hey!
Ah, there we go.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. But I'm going to let you just talk to Instagram world. Let them know who you are, who 1% Better is, and how we connected.
All right. No pressure.
No
Um,
pressure.
so,
All two people.
yeah, I know. Sophia might be one of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been doing this I've been coaching nutrition for about 9 years. Um, I never really realized how important nutrition was, and I went, with school for it and all that kind of thing, but I never really realized how important it was, especially for like performance and just feeling better until I went through all this stuff and applied it myself. And I'm a really big advocate for nutrition education and actually like teaching people how to do stuff versus just like, hey, here's the numbers or don't eat this, eat that or whatever, and actually helping them apply it to real life. I think that's been a really big game changer for a lot of people because unfortunately you don't learn that stuff unless you go to school for it. So you're just left to trust like labels and social media and all this kind of stuff and you're like, oh, this must be right when it's like, maybe it's not. So I really go a lot into that and I've really enjoyed it. I'm glad I met you through all the fitness stuff because it's been awesome working with you. But yeah, it's obviously nutrition is a big part of fitness and they go really hand in hand. So I forgot the other question you asked me. What else I was going to say? But yeah, I've been doing it for about 9 years now, and it started as more of a side, just like a half, kind of a hobby type thing. But then I was also a high school phys ed teacher where I taught health and phys ed and nutrition, all that kind of stuff, and realized there was like a bigger need for this on a bigger scale. So now I'm doing this full time. And actually, somebody asked me, Kate's sister, Vanessa asked me, she's like, is this your full-time job? I'm like, that's a great question. Yes, it is. So a lot of people, just do it kind of as the afterthought. So I really like that question that she asked me. I hope she sees it.
Yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
it's very rare. It's definitely very rare.
Yeah.
And then the thing that turned me on about you and your company and how you ran your company, because I've done almost everything. As far as nutrition is concerned, I'm not naming any companies or whatever, but I've tried almost all of them. And all, they're very similar. Of course, count your macros this or block here or whatever the case may be. The thing that I loved about you and what you're doing with 1% Better is that you focus on the education first and foremost. Like it wasn't just, here's your number, go have fun. And hopefully if you do it exactly right, then you'll be fine as long as you follow these numbers. But it wasn't about the why with all these other places. So you make it easier for people to plug it into their everyday life. And I got tired. I told you, I was like, I don't want to count any numbers. I want it as simple as possible. Exactly. So, and it was actually, when you sent me all the stuff, I was like, this is a lot of information. But then when I look at it, I was like, it's actually not that hard at all. And then seeing everybody else that was around us and them just killing in the results, I'm like, oh yeah, she knows what the heck she's doing. So, yeah. So I'm like, go ahead.
When it's all about the numbers and all about just counting shit stuff and measuring stuff, it's like people lose sight. They don't know the base of just how food works first. And it's like they don't understand the basics of what carbs are, what fats are, what protein is, how to eat vegetables. Just simple habits and creating that stuff first and how to apply eating to like real life. A lot of that foundation is missing in so many of the programs. And I've looked at a lot of other stuff too, and I'm like, something's got to be better. This whole chunk is missing, and people don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. And if you don't understand it, you don't believe in it, you're not going to do it for very long. So it's just like, yeah, I can count and be perfect with my little macros, but if I don't want to do that and I don't understand why I'm doing it, and I don't understand the core, the base of what this means or anything, I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. First of all, that's another big thing my goal is to teach my clients everything I know so they can do this on their own. And some people think I'm crazy. They're like, well, why don't you just have them stay with you forever? I'm like, but that's not the point. Like, the point is to teach you. You know what I mean? Like, if the coach wants you to be with them forever, they're doing you a disservice. Like, you're never going to then learn how to do it on your own. It's like, yeah, we want people to pay me forever. But I'm going to teach you everything. Maybe I'll get a new person when you're done. Or you're comfortable doing this on your own. I'm always going to be there, obviously, for that. But that was something that always makes me kind of laugh when people are like, wait, you mean you tell people that it's not going to go away? But you know what I mean? Like the 12-week course. Like at the end of it, my goal is that you can do this on your own. And it's like some people really appreciate that. And other people they're like, well, why don't you have people pay you forever? I'm like, that's not what I'm here for. Like I want to teach people, and then I want them to be able to keep it up. You know.
And that's another thing that I love about you too, because there's a lot of people out here who just do it for the money. They only give you a little bit there, a little bit there, just so you hold on. And
Maybe
you
a
just
little
said
bit, yeah. Each
yeah,
month,
exactly.
next month I'll tell you this. Like, no. Tell me everything I can. Like, if I don't teach you how to do it, you'll never be able to do it and apply it in real life. So
exactly. So I keep telling my athletes, like, I love for you guys to work with me forever. But I'm like, in the case that we do separate, I want you guys to take with you everything that I taught you.
yeah.
And wherever you go, if you go to a gym or whatever, you're like, oh, I remember Coach Tay told me to do this, or I want my voice to be inside your head. So that means that I did my job.
You're there. Yeah.
Oh, we got Dreamer in here. What's
Hey.
up, Dreamer? We got Kay. We got hey, what's up? Oh shoot, we got Faye in here. I just want to do some shout outs. I feel like I'm on a what's that? The DJ, like, what's up? Put your hands up. Put your hands up. We got Faye in the building. What? And then on top of that, another thing that I love about your company is that again, you're not just giving them numbers and then just sending them off. But you're actually checking in on them. You're requiring them. If they're not checking in, you're bugging the heck out of them. You'll be like, hey.
I felt so bad this weekend. I was like, hey guys, I'm going to be in Texas for comp for like 3 days. I'll check in with you all before I go. If you need me, like message me. But I really felt, because I talk to my clients every day, like literally every single day. And it's like I'm on my phone constantly just making sure. I'd rather people message me and text me or whatever with a question versus like I have to wait a week till I can contact my coach. Like I know a lot of people that said like, yeah, I just talk to people, once a month or once a week and that's it. And I'm like, that's not. I'm a very people person. Like I want to talk to my people all the time. My people. Well, I talk to
really?
them all the time. I'd rather them message me with a question versus like being at a grocery store. Like I don't know. Like send me a food label. I'll look at it for you. We'll talk through it. I would rather talk to people all the time than feel like they can't talk to me. And reach out when they have a question. Like that's the whole point of me being there. So that's another big difference. I feel like that I try to preach on it and you.
I know you put me onto a lot of stuff to the board because I'm like I think I'm pretty educated in these nutritional labels. Then when we did the 50-50 challenge, you just started dropping them bombs. I was like, oh shoot! So now I'm paranoid. And
I get that a lot. Oh yeah, I know. Because I didn't the education part. I was like, okay, and then they do it. They're like, oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I didn't know this part. Like they just think I'm trying to teach them like how to count. Like no, like this is how to actually decipher the fake stuff and like the sneaky stuff that they don't even teach you in school sometimes. Like you gotta, how to read a food label and like understand fat free doesn't mean fat free, sugar free doesn't mean sugar free, zero trans fat doesn't mean, you know what I mean?
That added sugars part really blew my mind because I was like, because I always go to like the ingredients to see what's in the ingredients and everything, but then when you like look at if it's added sugars, I'm like, whoa, I didn't even pay attention to that.
So. They don't even include it. You have to look at the other stuff to then figure out how much is where. Yeah, it's like a giant math problem.
Yeah. So I remember being at the store. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in the store, like, take a picture and send. But I absolutely love that. Like, it works perfectly with both of our programs, and that's why, like, when I started to put together a team, I was like, first and foremost, I wanted a team built around me that actually cared about people. I'm like, you can't teach that. I'm like, you can teach anybody how to coach or whatever, but but finding people who genuinely care about people, that's numero uno. And then it's huge. And then you check in on them, you make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. You're developing relationships. Like the athletes that I have with me, I have athletes that's been with me for 5 years, 3 years, multiple years. And like, they can call on me for anything and vice versa. And we have an open relationship. So I tell them, I'm like, hey, if I'm doing something wrong, check me. And so that's why I love that you have that relationship with your athletes as well too. Everybody that I know that's been through your program, they hate you that first week.
Hey, have you killed anyone yet? No, okay, we're still good.
Exactly, like call me on day 8 when I can have my call. But that education is huge. The fact that you genuinely care about people is huge, and like your energy is contagious. And so I tell everybody, I'm like this is my light-skinned twin. I'm the Cumber version. She got all my energy. But as far as like our philosophies and everything, I'm like, and our dance moves are identical.
Everything. We're basically separated at birth. I mean, except you're really freaking strong and I like burpees. That's the only difference.
And I just stayed out in the sun just a little bit longer.
Just a little longer.
Just a little longer. Yeah. I fell asleep. Y'all left me out there. Oh shoot. They said the biggest thing I learned from both of you is that you have to start from the point where you're at. Yeah. Yes, I fucked and had some martinis last night, but today's a new day.
Oh my God. Hey, YOLO. Or YOMO.
Okay.
YOLO martini once.
It's like you only martini once. I love that. Man, you better drink your martini. Better drink your martini and do your burpees afterwards. With that pinky up.
Burpees. I saw once like somebody was doing like a burpee wine thing, where you would do a burpee out of your wine and then do a burpee drink out of it.
No.
I mean, I'm telling you. Hey, whatever gets the job done. Whatever gets your burpees in.
See, that's one way to lose weight, though. After all that, it's just gonna all come right back up.
There you go. You even it out. I'm here for the martinis.
So I'm here for the martinis, everybody.
Oh my God.
I actually had a client that said that came to me for CrossFit. Was like, look, Tay, I'm only doing this so I can have wine every night. I was like, everybody has their own goals.
That's the thing. Hey. I had somebody who had like bath bitch night or whatever she called it, wine bath, and I was like, oh, all right, like you just sit in the tub. It's your wine night. I was like, hey, we'll fit it in there. We'll do what we gotta do. Yeah.
Okay. So I know you have. I wanted to talk about your two main services that you offer. The More Than Macros, and then of course your 12-week education program.
Yep.
Can you let them know exactly what that is, or what's the difference between them?
Okay, so I myself don't count macros because we've established I don't like math. I'm not good at it. But I know there are people out there who really enjoy that. They need more of that structure type of thing. So I have the two programs. So one of the programs that we've touched on a little bit before is a 12-week nutrition education and weight loss course. So this is for people that are just just starting out. It's a really good way to find like sensitivities that you have to food. And just really getting that base of foundation of better nutrition and slowly building those better habits to like compound over time and really build consistency. So my hope is in that 12 weeks I teach you everything that I know. And every week we have like webinars, educational videos. I even put like little quizzes in there. They're optional, but it's to teach you. And I'm like, see what you learned. And I talk really fast if you haven't picked up on that yet. But yeah, so and there's and there's a ton of recipes. Like when I say a ton of recipes, I mean you'll probably never
so
get
much.
There's literally, because like what happens is my members end up like creating their own too, and so I'll add that in there. I have my favorite stuff in there. Just our huge community of people, they have recipes, so I'm always adding stuff. And our Facebook group is really supportive because everybody just puts stuff in there as well. So all that's in there. There's so much information that I include every week because I'm always adding stuff to it. So there's just a lot of stuff to learn and then to apply it to whatever theme we're talking about for that week. And there's a foods list, a meal schedule. You can literally take it to the grocery store and be like, hey, this is what I'm eating this week. Pick and play, whatever you want to do. So that tends to be a lot more popular simply because of the simplicity of it all. And it's not, you don't have to count every single gram of anything. We use more measurable amounts, like ounces, cups, handfuls, stuff like that. And it's a little bit more of like intuitive eating and listening to your body, which is also really good because your body will tell you a lot if you let it. And we kind of take things out and bring them back in and go by how your body's feeling. And then the other program is the More Than Macros. So I call it More Than Macros because, like we've established before, I don't just say, here's some numbers, see ya, figure it out. I do incorporate some webinars and educational part on this way as well. It's just more geared towards macros and like what each is, how it helps you, the stages of consistency and how to like apply it in that way to making sure it's applying to your fitness and like that. But yeah, for the macros, it's a little bit more in depth because I break everything down there's literally there's food lists. There's already every single type of food on those lists broken down by amount and how many grams are in there. So there's a lot less thinking. So even though it is math oriented, if you want, I've made it as simple as possible. So you don't really have to do as much math as maybe you would on another program. But yeah, and I give you can have as many, we'll go over meal schedules. There's a bunch of different schedules in there based on when you work out. And I break it down based on food groups, different types of carbs, all that kind of stuff. So, and again, I talk to my clients all the time. We can adjust your food schedule as your body changes and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot more than numbers. It's a lot more than just a template or an app where you can't like talk to or get information from. But again, in either program, I'm really big on the whole education part of it, so I make sure to include all that stuff.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that human communication. Like apps are good. Like if you already have a baseline and already know what you're doing or
You
whatever.
gotta be
But
really disciplined. You gotta be
somebody
really
disciplined.
That's the biggest thing. Is like the three pillars I always tell, like education, accountability, and sustainability. Like if you have to get the education first. You have to have somebody to keep you accountable, and then you have to have a program that's sustainable. Because if you're doing something super extreme, you're not gonna. I don't care how good the program is. If you don't want to do it, you're not gonna do it. So it has to. Those three things are like at the core of either program that I coach because it has to be there. So and it those things are the most important stuff. So.
I love that sustainability, and you just said it because even with my programming, it's customized, but it's made to be sustainable because it's made for you. So like even though you guys are on the same track, I know what your weaknesses are, so I'm gonna adjust yours, or your capacity is I may give you a little bit more than what I would with somebody else. But having that person that you can actually talk to, be like, okay, I'm really hungry, I'm eating this amount here, what can I adjust, and be able to change those things on the fly is huge. And accountability, I know there've been plenty of times I just want to jump off the third step right now. I'm over this. But then having that somebody,
like I tell people all the time, like I've fitness for a very long time. Like I know how to work out, but like it's just been very different since I've been working with you because I know like, all right, Taylor's gonna ask me how I did this, or I gotta put my scores in, or like it would have been so easy for me before to just I add like my own stuff and I don't have to do that or whatever. But it's just really nice having you there, even if somebody's experienced with fitness or bodybuilding or CrossFit or lifting or whatever it is. Having you there is just it makes me more accountable, even though I've been doing this a very long time. I need somebody to be on me, and the structure of the stuff that you give me has just kept me a lot more on track. So it's been way easier than doing that stuff on my own. Even though I already know what I'm doing, having somebody there is way easier.
And that's why I keep on telling everybody, like, I don't care how long you've been doing this, like the best, like Matt Frazier, Tia, they all have coaches. Everybody, and they're all coaches themselves. So even though you're a coach, it's always good to have a coach. So I'm going to walk to my car. If it's just up, I just looked at the time. I see you guys later. So we're going to finish this up. Hopefully the connection won't go out. But yeah, so and that's why I'm like, people keep thinking that just because they've been doing it for so long that they don't need help. No, you need help. You need accountability. And once you feel as if you don't need help, then that's when you lose.
And even it's just that feeling of like a support, like I'm a part of the team. Like I have people in my corner. Like I have to, like even though like so the all them, we do some stuff that's similar, which was like, but like you said, you tailor the stuff to us based on like our weaknesses and strengths and stuff like that. But I really like having that group of people since I work out by myself most of the time now. I like having that group. We can like work together, even though we're not working out together. So I really enjoy that community part of it too.
Yeah. So, and you have a huge community as well too with yours, and so it's the exact same thing. Just knowing somebody is there suffering with you, it's huge. It just gives you that mental hump.
Yeah,
I feel.
Definitely. Yeah, just knowing that you're not alone. Like I said, that's why so many people quit or they stop because they try to do this stuff by themselves. And some people can do that, but it's like you gotta be a special kind of person for that. And it's more rare than not, you know. So it's like, knowing you have someone that's also along for the ride. You just feel a lot more like strong. You're more confident. You could do this, and you do this. Or I could just do it later. I could just quit because no one knows I'm doing that. Accountability or just having someone else there is a Oh, there you go. It's okay.
Okay. I had to turn off the Wi-Fi. I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to get off their Wi-Fi right now. Hopefully I don't lose her.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah. But yeah, so is there anything else you want to tell everybody? How can they find you? And are you doing consultations? Like, how does that process work? Oh shoot. Hey, hey. Okay, okay. So we're gonna make it quick so I don't lose you. How can they find you, and what's the process if they want to get in contact with you?
So it's OPB Nutrition, like O as in 1% better. Every time I see these letters, people are like ODB. No, 1% better abbreviated. So OPB Nutrition. Same thing on Instagram and Facebook. OPBnutrition.com. You can message me on Facebook or Instagram. I do have a link on my website under consultations. If you want to have a free consultation, we can do a phone call, face to face, whatever. If you just want to chat and ask questions, totally fine with that. So yeah, it's free. There's no obligation. But message me anytime you want, and I can get back to you. Email me, any of those things, and we can chat, talk about your goals, ask any questions, whatever you need.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. And you guys got one more workout tonight, or?
Yep, one more today, and then 2, hopefully 3 tomorrow.
Yes, let's go. It still sucks that it's not live streamed. That's just stupid.
I know. Eddie's doing Facebook Live, so he can just creep on
Okay.
there. But I know.
Okay, I'll be a creeper on there. Well, you guys kill it, and thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining in doing your hectic schedule.
Hey, it's good. I'm glad to be here. It's a good time. It's always fun talking to you.
I love working with you. And when you come back, I need to fit this some more because today's workout killed me.
Okay.
my adductor locked up. I'm getting old.
Oh God, yeah. My team decided we're going to change our team name to Life Alert because 3 of us are masters athletes. Life Alert.
Girl, I did band assisted pull-ups today.
Yeah, but your elbow's a little janky, so that's why. Yeah.
And I was happy about it. I was like, look at me doing pull-ups on this band. I'm doing it. It was so weird. But all right, girl. I'm going to talk to you soon. Kill it tonight.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
All right.